Welcome back to Nets Republic. I'm simultaneously covering the New York Liberty and their track to a championship. They just advanced over to the finals. I know what you're thinking. Sever, you're covering the Liberty? I know, but that's not here nor there. Aside from my Nets Republic contractual obligations, I wanted to just kind of just sprinkle in some more behind the scenes stuff. And if you're interested in any coverage of the New York Liberty and their pursuit for a championship, they're finna play the Aces on Sunday in the finals and such. Go to the local W. Go subscribe over there to see the kid do WNBA content for a team y'all just love you some Liberty, but that's not either there. But anyway, in practice for that and in doing that and covering basically their last series against the Connecticut Sun, I have been not cursing on there as well. So it's like, it's gotten me back into the swing of things, because it's like, cover the Hawks for a little bit, then the Dream, then try to come back to Nets Republic and not curse is always a challenge for the kid, but I've had some practice with the local W, so I'm back in the swing of being able to make jokes and be a troll while not cursing at the same time. So we should be good this season. Welcome back to Nets Republic. The offseason is officially over. It's nothing but shenanigans central from here on out. That's why you're kind of getting more videos than usual, because there's actually things going on. We haven't even gotten to any of the previews. We haven't even gotten to any of the rumors and suspicions. I wanted to make the the Cam Johnson video, because he went on JJ Redick's Old Man and the Bums podcast thing, and I was going to do that until I look on Twitter and see Media Day was today, and I was like, well, there goes the Cam Johnson video. And I feel like the Cam Johnson video and the comparison of Harden to Darren Williams is going the way of the jersey review, where I'll just never get to it, and it'll just be this thing in the cosmos of what was the Rock cooking? Did Bobby Schmurner's hat ever come down? What did J.R. Smith... What could have been said to J.R. Smith to make him throw that soup in practice? And why did Joakim Noah not go see the troops? There's just so many questions. There are so many questions, and we're throwing those videos into it. But anyway, today was Media Day. There's going to be a lot of stuff we can discuss and talk about and unbox, but I want to start with a very specific thing. Trust me, I can stretch today's Media Day out probably until the season starts, but we got preseason next week, and then training camp is starting, so we got a lot to talk about and a lot to discuss. So on this Monday afternoon, get you some food, get you some popcorn, because we're starting the Media Day coverage with this shenanigans. The first thing I would like to say, and I feel like only SeverTheBond is going to dig this deep into this, so you might be getting some exclusive conspiracy theories from the kid, but that's not here nor there. Today we are asking the very simple question: what is wrong with Spencer Dinwiddie? That's what I want to know. I know a lot of people are coming away from this with some nuggets from Ben, and y'all love the wordsmith that is Jacques Vaughn and all that stuff. Like, there was a lot of very interesting interviews. Lonnie Walker was given some cool insight or whatever. For the record, I could do without Frank Isola, but that's not here and there. That's just some slander to sprinkle in there. But I want to ask the question and start right here. What is wrong with Spencer Dinwiddie? Because the last time we saw Spence, Spence, he was talking that trash. He was speaking with his chest out, aggressive, with a lot of bass in his voice. And now all of a sudden, my man is calm, man's is tame, man's is subdued, if you will. Will the real Spencer Dinwiddie stand up? What happened to my guy? There are some examples I could make, but I feel like they're all inappropriate for Nets Republic, so I will simply keep them to myself. Just know that it is night and day. What specifically you're talking about, Sever? What specifically are you talking about? What I'm referring to is when they were asking Buddy questions, not in the one where he was like up at like the WWE TLC match of Bubba Dudley, like a Devon table setup. I'm talking about the one where it was on Yes. And I bet y'all found that live stream link. You know what I mean? They don't give us Yes in Atlanta, so you know, I had to do what I had to do, but that's not here. I got my link. As I always do. So I'm watching the live stream. You hear me? I'm watching the live stream watching, folks doing the interviews and sitting down in the Hollywood access chairs with Frank Isola and some other individual who looks like he should be like a face printed on money. That's the most politically correct way I can say that, but that's not even there. And they are asking Spencer Dinwiddie various questions about, what he thinks is going to be the driving force of the season, where he sees himself. Does he think he should have the last shot? And I feel like a couple months ago, Spencer Dinwiddie would get up there and say that the team is going to go as far as he will it, and that, he has supreme confidence, and that, with him side by side with Mikal, everything's going to be all right. Now, I'm not saying that because I agree with him. Y'all know how I feel about Spencer Dinwiddie and that embarrassment he put on when we got swept. But Spencer Dinwiddie's a little delusional. I mean, he was quoted today as saying that he knows how things go with being a B-tier star, I believe he said. He said something along the lines of there's like superstars and then there's the players under them that get traded for superstars. And it's like, Spencer, I don't know who told you that that's where you rank in the tier list. Again, delusional Spencer is something I've grown accustomed to and I'm aware of going into situations like this. But the way he was speaking seemed so subdued. He was saying things like, we are going to go as far as Ben Simmons and Mikal will take us. Pardon? Now, again, there's nothing wrong with what he's saying. It's just, where did this come from? I want to know what Ben Simmons is doing behind the scenes to get Spencer Dinwiddie, of all people, to be humble. Again, if we are following the train of events, Spencer Dinwiddie thinks he's on the level of Kyle Kuzma, and they're going back and forth doing podcast tour with no mixtapes attached to it. No autobiographies attached to it. They did everything but sit on the couch with Ellen. Ben Simmons comes out of the woodwork with Justin Timberlake and Taylor Swift out of the wilderness and the woods and such. And he says, I'm going to be the starting point guard. I'm going to have the same role I had in Philly. And now we see Spencer again, and he's talking like he's a bench player. Even when you hear him talk about Ben Simmons, it's like there's pain behind it. There's agony behind it. Now, I know how y'all get down in New York. I was checking to make sure he still had all his fingers. Because what could have happened to this man? Confidence has never been something he's lacked. He seems defeated. And I want to know what happened. Even when they were asking him about, I bet you would want to be out there as well because Ben Simmons, might not be the guy who's going to be taking the last shot or something of that nature. And that man started to get in his arrogant bag and say, well, Ben Simmons is not a 3-level scorer, so I think it would only be right, blah, blah, blah. But then he quickly backtracks and says, yeah, but Mikal and Cam got it. What happened to Spencer Dinwiddie? And Frank Isola and them tried to hype him up a little bit and be like, yeah, well, how about a couple years, prior, Harden gets hurt, Kyrie gets hurt, you were allegedly supposed to be coming back in the finals. If Kevin Durant's toe isn't on the line and you come back in the next series, would we have, because it was us against the Hawks that year. And y'all know, I love me some Hawks, but we would have swept them. I promise you that. Spencer Dinwiddie would have came back in that series, and we probably would have won a championship. And Spence was, kind of brushing off his shoulders a little bit, like, yeah, we probably would have did that. But that was then, and this is now. Spencer Dinwiddie grounded in reality and not being Captain Hindsight? What did y'all do with Spencer Dinwiddie? Who is this? That's Spencer from iCarly. Where is Spencer Dinwiddie? Now, some of y'all can say, Sever, the idea of someone maturing and having a change of thought. Nah, not Spencer. Because this was the same Spencer Dinwiddie that saw Mikal Bridges become a borderline MVP candidate to close the year. And he's still hoisting the threes. I want to know what happened. I want to know why Spencer Dinwiddie is acting the way he is. Maybe there was behind the scenes tension where he was trying to fight for his spot and say, yeah, but I was here first. He wasn't even playing. He ain't even that good. Why do I have to go to the bench? But something happened. And all of a sudden, Spencer seems perfectly fine being a role player. Now, I've been screaming at him that he's a role player for the better part of a year now, but I'm just trying to figure out what happened on his end. Because it wasn't me. I didn't get to him. I didn't break through. He don't even know who I am. I'm trying to figure out what happened to this man. Who hurt you, my guy? I want to know what happened to Spencer. But I'm never one to leave y'all without a theory. I'll suggest a situation to you. I'll create a narrative for you to get us through the season and entertain you. But I am never one to leave without a conspiracy theory to close it out. So everyone, I shouldn't say that. Okay, I'm not going to go where I was going to go. But everybody get ready and strap in for a crazy story. This is my theory. This is what I think happened. Okay? You're going to think I'm insane, but hear me out, right? Hear me out. Spencer Dinwiddie is the only person who is here from the roster where we went to the playoffs and got slapped around by Philly when Ben Simmons was there. When Joel Embiid was beating up Jared Allen and they were smacking around Karis LeVert and Ben Simmons was having the strangest 1v1 with Jared Dudley I've ever seen in my life. And then the next year, you traded your entire core for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. That's not here there. But you got Kyrie in free agency, but you know what I mean. The only person who's left from there, to my knowledge, is Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, the longest consecutive net is Claxton. I believe y'all drafted him the next year, I think. Yeah, I feel like it was like pre-bubble, I think. I think it was like that year. So the only person who's left from those days is Spencer. So my theory here is, my Austin theory, my theory here is, do y'all think Spencer Dinwiddie doesn't like Ben Simmons? There's real beef because of what happened in that playoff series. And he just can't let bygones be bygones. Because it's bad enough that we're smacking us around and being disrespectful after everything we built. But this man comes to Brooklyn and takes his job and Buddy don't even play. We're giving Ben Simmons the benefit of the doubt and the accolades and all these general things. They said he was the most accomplished net, and even Ben Simmons said, Brody, I've never been to the finals. That's Mikal and Cam. This is the way that we are babying Ben Simmons right now. I think Spencer Dinwiddie's not here for it. I think he's upset. I think he's irate, and he feels like he can be traded again at any time whatsoever because they are clearly trying to make sure Ben is happy and have the Mikal Cam Johnson show. And where does that leave individuals like Spencer Dinwiddie? Where does that leave individuals like Spencer Dinwiddie? Now, there are a lot of things we're going to unpack. We got to talk about Claxton. We got to talk about who is the four, who's the starting four. Is it Royce? Is it Finney? Like, there are so many things we got to talk about. Do we talk about the Cam Johnson injury first? Or do we talk about how he's extremely delusional and has the idea that him and Mikal Bridges are a low-usage Tatum and Brown? Like, there are so many different things to talk about. Do we talk about how there are 45 accents on this team alone? Who's countryer? Dennis Smith Jr. or Finney Smith? I want to know. We have questions and we have things to go over. This whole week, we're just going to be peeling back the layers like they're onions and trying to figure, we'll say cake, because who peels an onion, right? I'm not a chef, but I be peeling cakes. I ain't going to lie to you. But anyway, do you peel a cake? You get what I'm saying. Layer jokes. I could have went Photoshop, but I don't know if y'all be messing with the Adobe Suites like that. And I don't want to assume things about y'all, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway. The NBA season is here. Obviously, support the WNBA because y'all's team is in the finals. Y'all's team is in the finals. So go support, my God. But that's not here nor there. I'm SeverTheBond. You're back here on Nets Republic. Get ready for another insane year of basketball. You are here for season 3 of SeverTheBond Nets Republic content. And if you mess with the kid at all, if we are counting it a home, 2020, 2021, 2022. No, because there was 2 of them. There's 2. Hold on. Wait, hold on, y'all. Bubble. That first year. Vaccine year. Last year. Year number 5 of 7-man young, 7-man covering the Nets in general. So I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from y'all that I still got to earn my rent. This is season number 5. I have earned this now. I can say we. And I'll see y'all whenever for our next deep dive into the Media Day stuff. See y'all later.